hometown weather forecast.
Well, as you just saw, plenty of events and great causes happening around town this weekend to get out and support. Thankfully, forecast is holding up nicely. We are going to see a bit of patchy frost this morning extending through the 9 o'clock hour, but we will remain cool and rain-free throughout the rest of the weekend. But we do know those drought conditions continue to spread. Thankfully, some much-needed wet weather does return to the forecast as we get next week started. A look at those active frost and freeze alerts. If you find yourself in the purple, so counties extending from Roanoke all the way out east to Appomattox, you're going to be underneath that freeze warning. In areas in blue, for example, Patrick County extending towards Charlotte, going to be underneath a frost advisory. Now, all of these watches and warnings in effect until 9 o'clock this morning, but cool temperatures do linger throughout the rest of the weekend, so make sure that you're protecting any sensitive outdoor plants that you have. Either cover them up or bring them inside. Here's a photo of some of the patchy frost that we saw earlier this week. This is from our viewer Denise King Smith out in Vanderpool. So be sure to submit any photos of any frost or freeze that you do see this morning. Highs this afternoon are going to be on the cool and the mild side. Upper 50s in areas like Galax and Wytheville this afternoon, and not a whole lot warmer the further out towards the east that you go. 60 here in Roanoke and 64 down south in Danville. Now, these cool temperatures are going to linger for several more days, staying in the 60s for your Sunday as well. But take a look, pretty steep drop off as we get next week started. Highs maxing out in the low 50s with overnight lows in the 30s and the 20s. Now, in terms of rainfall, so far, October is right now the 5th driest on record here in Roanoke. We saw just past a third of an inch of rain. So when you combine these dry conditions with the breeziness that we're feeling outside and the really low humidity, we do have all of the ingredients for some elevated fire danger. So in light of these cooler temperatures, you want to enjoy the fireplace inside rather than an outdoor fire pit. Thankfully, a bit of wet weather on the way later this week that will help to alleviate any elevated fire danger that we do have. Reason behind this, a low pressure system making its way through the deep south, going to tap into some coastal moisture and sling some showers our way as we get towards next week. So still a little bit far out to tell exact timing and how much, but looking like it could be putting some dents in our drought conditions that we do have. Areas right now looking like they could see upwards half an inch of rain. Your extended 7-day forecast, chilly temperatures linger for the next several days in the 60s throughout the remainder of your weekend. Cloud cover builds in for your Sunday, and looking like we're going to have a bit of a wet work week, some daily chances for showers, but thankfully it's looking like we are going to dry up just in time for Halloween. And take a look at those overnight temperatures.